One's ready. One's ready. Go! So you guys are going into Special Warfare Assessment Selection. It is an attributes-based selection model. What does that mean?
Guys, are we running right now to get fitter? Are we practicing running? Practicing.
I can't freaking...
So there's a holistic picture that we're looking for. The instructors are giving you input, and we're expecting an output. And everything is for a reason. If you guys haven't heard my spiel yet, everything that we do, every single exercise, has a connection to the job that you're trying to do. We don't want people at INDOC, Special Warfare Assessment Selection, whatever they're gonna call the new course when it inevitably changes somewhere down the road. I don't care what they call it. What I need is you to show me the raw materials for the things that I wanna build you into. Just like everything else, it's a crawl, walk, run.
I can run a keystone just like this. All the way to ATC, you never quit. All the way to ATC, you never quit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the One's Ready podcast. You're in the team room. This is your daily drop for the 29th of July, brought to you by Attack Lead. If you guys head over to onesready.com, move over to the right-hand side of the screen where it says Prep, and it'll drop down menu with partner discounts. And then scroll on down to where you see Attack Lead. It's the second one down. If you click on any of those hyperlinks and you don't have pop-up blockers enabled, it's going to take you to Attack Elite's site and then give you a generated discount code for your purchase. And they've got rocket fins, high volume masks, snorkels. If you are going to buy rocket fins, make sure you buy booties with them too, because wearing them without booties just isn't a thing. All right. And they've got ropes and all that kind of stuff. Everything that you need to make sure that your pipeline training experience prior to getting in the pipeline is on point and you're training with the stuff that you're actually going to use. Also, our operator training summit is heading to Nashville in October. We still have slots available, so come out there and join us. This is a mentorship and instructional session. This is not a hell week. It is not a smoke session. It is nothing like that. It's 2 days of trying to get you better, more efficient, and prepared for the pipeline. All right, on to the joint news. And I know yesterday I said that I would finish the news from yesterday, but as I started going through it, it's all stuff that was just like, it was garbage. So it wasn't worth rereading it to you. Plus, it was only 3 more items, which had I known that, I would have just continued reading them yesterday, but no worries. All right, this is joint news. Increase in U.S. strikes against ISIS and Al-Shabaab in Somalia. AFRICOM, or United States Africa Command, has conducted over 50 airstrikes in Somalia since January, aiming to degrade the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, or ISIS. Somalia's ability to plan and conduct attacks threatening the U.S. Homeland Forces and citizens. AFRICOM controls its global network from Somalia and has grown to over 1,500 fighters over the last year and a half. American forces support the central government in its fight against Al-Shabaab terrorists, with missions including training and advising ground forces. Next, Pentagon seeks Ukraine. Sorry, just had a pop-up come up. Pentagon seeks Ukraine-Lite conditions for drone testings. The Defense Innovation Unit, DIU, is seeking conditions similar to those in Ukrainian battlefields to test drone technology. The unit recently tested commercial prototypes in contested electronic warfare environment and gauged how the companies responded when their drone systems failed. This provides an opportunity for companies to assess their products and for the Department of Defense to evaluate them in realistic scenarios. Yeah, we've seen that before actually out here, where a company will build something that's really cool, really capable, and that kind of stuff. But then when you actually take it out to the field and try and put it in use, it doesn't work great. It works great in the laboratory, but then when you take it out and actually use it, it doesn't work great. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. National Guard brings 7,500 troops to northern Michigan for training. About 7,500 National Guardsmen are arriving in northern Michigan for the annual Northern Strike exercise, which integrates innovative technologies for testing and evaluation of counter unmanned aircraft systems, or UASs. The training incorporates dynamic, multi-domain technologies to meet the evolving needs of commanders across the force. It uniquely involves commercial and academic partners to reflect realities faced on modern battlefields. Next, Israel's 12-day war exposes gap. Israel's 12-day war exposes gap in U.S. missile stockpile. I haven't even read this yet, but I've been saying it for months, even years. Israel's, man, I can't get this thing without almost, I can't get this thing out of my throat. It's because I'm getting too close to the truth. Anyway, Israel's recent 12-day war revealed a significant gap in America's missile stockpile, depleting about a quarter of the nation's reserves during conflicts between Israel and Iran. U.S. officials noted that missile defenses are inadequate against massive ballistic attacks. A key concern is munitions and magazine depth for strategic... What? I guess that's what they call a stockpile of strategic missiles, magazine. Anyway, listen, when these munitions, these, missiles, bombs, or whatever, and I don't mean like Mark 82s, Mark 84s, that kind of stuff, or even the GBU series in terms of GBU 12s and that kind of stuff. Like those are a dime a dozen. Like those are easy. They're cheap to make. But when we start talking about specific AGM 114 Hellfires, and then the massive ordnance penetrators, the bunker busters, AIM 9Xs, like all these different munitions, they're incredibly smart, incredibly capable, and incredibly expensive, right? And it takes a long time to make them. So whenever we get and we just start giving stuff away, or we use them and we don't use them smartly, our stockpiles go down, and then we are less ready for any kind of event. So, all right, Air Force news. Air Force Global Strike Command to expand with new systems. Air Force Global Strike Command has a detailed plan for integrating the B-21 Raider and personnel into its order of battle. Air Force Global Strike Command Commander General Thomas Bussier said the LGM-35 Alpha Sentinel intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, will require a surge in personnel, followed by a final level higher than the current numbers. I wonder what the increase is then. Transition to the new system will be seamless. No, it won't. Ensuring the mission continues without pause during upgrades. I'm sure the mission will continue, but hey, the military is pretty good, but it's still government. There is no way in hell it's going to be seamless. Come on. All right, Air Force and Space Force balance security and cutting-edge technology for communications. The DoD must balance using cutting-edge technology and securing networks against adversaries. Chief Information Security Officer Aaron Bishop noted that friction is healthy for discussions on mission delivery and zero trust principles and technological changes. Configuration and security measures apply to broad array of endpoints, including tablets and onboard vehicle displays. Next, Nebraska Air National Guard conducts readiness exercise for air refueling mission. The Nebraska Air National Guard's 155th Air Refueling Wing rehearsed its mission by refueling a pair of B-2 bombers, from Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. The exercise ensures mission accomplishment without disruptions. Pilots undergo months of training, starting in classrooms, moving to simulators, and ending aircraft. Okay, I don't even know why this is newsworthy or why this is even a thing. We've been refueling B-2s unless this is just a new aircraft or I'm sorry, not a new aircraft, but like a new TTP, technique or procedure or something like that. Like, I don't understand why this is a big deal. Anyway, report details airman's Humvee death amid vehicle usage. An airman killed in the Humvee rollover at FE1 Air Force Base in Wyoming in September of 2023 was not wearing a seatbelt, and the driver was speeding at 45 miles an hour on an unimproved road. The incident led to a temporary halt in regular Humvee use in July of 2024 for safety reviews. 2 other Humvee-related deaths prompted mitigation of risk. Yeah, if you've ever driven those Humvees, the max they can usually go is about 55, maybe 60 if you're going downhill. And they're capable in some kind of ways, but they're not the best aircraft for sure. Driving, and again, like we flipped roads out here on Nellis, flip vehicles out here on Nellis all the time. I'm not proud of that or anything, but like, it's just a reality of it. Sometimes when you're doing training, things are going to happen. Now, when you're not wearing your seatbelt, you're speeding on a dirt road and in a Humvee, like, that's just dumb. All right, Space Force news. U.S. military X-37 Bravo space plane prepares for 8th mission. The United States Space Force announced a launch window for the next X-37B orbital test vehicle mission, scheduled no earlier than August 21st from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Florida. The mission involves a demonstration of high-bandwidth intersatellite laser communications. This step leverages commercial space networks for proliferated, diversified, and redundant architectures. Next, this is another, next X-37B mission to carry quantum sensor and laser link experiments. The X-37 Bravo is set for its 8th mission in August, carrying a quantum inertial sensor for testing. What the hell is a quantum inertial sensor? This advances operational resilience in space, enabling robust navigation in GPS-defined environments and cislunar space. The laser communication system will test optical data links for satellite-to-satellite and satellite-to-ground communications. Next, GPS jamming extends to low Earth orbit as Pentagon races to bolster constellation. GPS jamming around Ukraine now affects satellites up to 1,200 miles above Earth. Jeez, that's crazy. Dude. Creating regions where position, navigation, and timing signals are unavailable. The U.S. Space Force is addressing this with jam-resistant M-code and regional military protection capabilities in future GPS-3 satellites. Additional low Earth orbit satellites may improve alternates. I don't know if you caught that. So when we start talking about GPS is not only about positioning and navigation, right? It's also about timing. GPS timing is the most accurate thing that we have. And when we start talking about kicking off military operations, like we rely on that GPS timing for that precision across the globe. So not having a solid time or an incorrect time is, believe it or not, it's kind of a big deal. All right. Among, obviously, with the other things too, with the navigation and position. All right, next, House appropriators want traffic coordination system for space to relay more on Defense Department. A House Appropriations bill allocates $50 million for the Office of Space Commerce Traffic Coordination System for Space, or TRACS, but directs reliance on existing Space Force capabilities. This accelerates adoption of architectures for timely, cost-effective interoperability. Commercial representatives advocate focusing U.S. Space Force on space domain awareness while using commercial capabilities for TRACS. All right, these are of interest. Trump disappointed in Putin, plans to reduce 50-day deadline for Ukraine ceasefire. President Donald Trump expressed disappointment in Russian President Vladimir Putin and plans to shorten the 50-day deadline for a Ukraine ceasefire to less than 2 weeks. He cited lack of progress in recent Russian barrage of over 300 drones and missiles. Trump aims for quicker resolution without pausing during the process. Next, Tricare could soon cover dependents up to 26 years old with no extra fees. New legislation would extend Tricare coverage for beneficiaries up to the age of 26 without additional premiums, matching private insurance. Currently, families pay monthly premiums for coverage beyond the age of 21. The bill aims to save military families thousands annually and eliminating unfair costs compared to civilians. Holy shit. If that's true, that's awesome. All right. That has been your daily drop for the 29th of July. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave us a comment. And if you guys are interested in attending the Operator Training Summit in Nashville in October, email me at jared@onesready.com and we'll get you all the information you need. See you.